All right, everyone. Welcome to the Victory Post podcast. And today we're going to be talking about everything first form. Okay, and we do have a very special guest with us. He's my friend, a very good friend, of course. And we met during the bodybuilding show because they were helping with the show. So, and since then, we've been very good friends. Whenever I go to first form, it's been amazing to chat with. So, Brock, I want to thank you for coming back to my podcast. And let's make today a very special and very good day. Are you ready?
Man, you already got me fired up. I am ready to go. And my friend, thank you again for having me back on. I'm excited to talk to you about anything and everything first form related, martial arts related, whatever
Yep.
I can do to provide a little bit of extra value. That's what I'm here for, man.
All right. All right. Let's get started. Let's get started. So, please introduce yourself.
All right. Well, I'm going to try not to bore everybody, but my name is Brock Bingeman. I've actually been working here in-house with 1stPhorm for the past 3 years. I was also working with the company as a Legionnaire, which is essentially an independent sales rep of the company for 6 years. So total time, I've actually been involved with 1stPhorm for over 9 years. Little fun fact as well, too. My very first Instagram post with 1stPhorm was actually taken on April 20th of 2015. And the hire date when I started working in our facility was actually April 20th of 2020. So I really do believe that there's a reason for everything. And if that's just one little piece that I can throw out there about myself and kind of my journey with 1stPhorm, that's definitely something I like to share. But also, I'm a big time proponent of martial arts. I've been actually practicing traditional karate for over 22 years. And with that, I've also had some awesome opportunities to go to Olympic trials and try out for the American team. Unfortunately, with COVID, before I moved here to work full time at HQ, that was something that unfortunately did have to take a little bit of a back seat. However, I'm really excited to let people know that 1stPhorm and the martial arts community are going to start to become a little bit closer with some really fun things that we have planned, but I'm going to keep a little bit of that hush hush. Maybe I'll talk a little bit more about it towards the end, but that's really a little bit about me. Is there anything else that you'd like me to share?
I mean, this is very fantastic. You did give us a very brief overview of you, and thank you for doing that. So, we wanna just jump into it. So, Brock, tell us just a little bit about First Form. What's First Form? What
Man,
does it
this
represent?
This is an awesome question. So, what is 1stPhorm? I guess I'll kind of start with like the real basic idea of like what we are, and then I'm going to go into a little bit more of like what we're actually about. So, what we are is we are a supplement manufacturer. Primarily, like that's actually how we got started with this brand was because Andy and Chris, the CEOs of the company, they were starting out with supplement superstores, and the one thing that they noticed was that there really wasn't a brand out there that they felt really confident to put their own name on. So they said, hey, you know what? Why don't we create our own brand? And they created 1stPhorm. And the funny thing was, it wasn't just about making a supplement to sell. They wanted to make sure that it was the absolute best thing on the market. They didn't care how much it cost to make the best thing. They wanted to make sure that whatever they put their name, their face, their, reputation on was something that they would be proud of, that they would want to use themselves. So that's how 1stPhorm got started. But I would say where we've kind of separated ourselves from, and I'm not going to speak badly about any companies out there. What's just made us different is we decided to take people that used our products and we prop them up to be our athletes. So much so, like that's actually how I got involved with this company. When they did their first athlete search, they were searching for people that were using the products, that were making an impact on themselves and the people around them. And they were making those individuals athletes of the company. And for me, I was an average Joe guy. I was the fat, chubby kid in high school. I was last picked for dodgeball because nobody wanted to have the biggest target on their side of the team. And I felt that this was a company that genuinely cared about me as a person, not just, oh, I'm in really good shape and that, I can take a picture with their containers and make a lot of money. Like the people that I saw that were involved with this company, these would be the people that I would want to go and hang out with on the weekends, that I would actually want to become friends with. And really, now with where 1stPhorm is and what we're trying to do, we're no longer just trying to be a supplement company. We are literally going to try to be the biggest, most badass company that changes the most amount of lives on planet Earth versus any other company out there. Best way I can describe it, imagine if you take Nike, take Under Armour, take Gatorade, you kind of throw all three of these things into a pot. That's what 1stPhorm is working towards. I'm no longer saying that that's what we want to do. Like, we're already doing it. So much so, and this is not an advertisement, we got some delicious energy drinks that I
Yep.
actually really enjoy right now. But we're trying to get out there and show people that our culture and what we've actually developed in St. Louis, Missouri, we now want to be able to share that with as many people as possible. Because honestly, I feel like the world needs a little bit more positivity right now. And the environment and the culture that we've cultivated here at 1stPhorm, it's contagious in a way that people want to be a part of it. Yeah, we make great products. Yeah, we make an awesome energy drink. But the truth is, it's the people. It's the people involved with the brand. It's the customers of the brand. And having that core value system for us is crucial, because if we can make ourselves better and then we can pass that on to somebody else and help improve their lives, make an impact for them, that's how we genuinely feel that we're not only going to be able to make other people's lives better, but we could potentially be a force of good for the entire planet.
Wow. That's very explosive. Very explosive. I like that. I like that. And of course, I'm a testimony to this. I've been around the first from culture, and I really fell in love with it, and I'm still pursuing that. To become a sponsored athlete. Still, again, it's all about the people. I've been able to make so much friends from first form. And that has impacted me positively. So you are right about that. It's all about the people. It's not just about the supplement. It's all about the people. So yeah, that's what first form represents. Okay. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that.
No
Um,
problem. And
yeah.
dude, I just want to say real quick too, like, you're one of the people that I can definitely say, like, you are our family, man. Like, just being able to, meet you at the bodybuilding shows and the connection that we got to make just from like hanging out, having a good time, and obviously, trying to help you with the promotion of the bodybuilding community. Like, that's really where we got our roots started in.
Yep.
And I just feel really honored again to like be on this podcast, because I know a lot of the listeners are in the bodybuilding space. And the one thing that I can tell you is, even though, yes, we are going to expand, we are obviously going to touch a lot of lives, we're not going to forget where we started from.
Yep.
We started with bodybuilding, we started with the fitness community. And I just want everybody to know that that's never going to lose focus for us. And that if you ever need anything, or if you want to make sure that there's a company that supports you, your values, and what you're trying to do, we're always going to have your back.
Yep. All right. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So you bring up a very interesting conversation about core values. Let's dive more deep into it. What is first from core value, and actually, what is your favorite first from core value?
Man, this is a really, really good question. So, just to kind of briefly go over it, like,
Yep.
our core values, this is really what we've decided as a company, that we were going to make sure that we had values that everybody that works within these walls, or anybody that's actually a part of this brand, that they actually know what it means to be 1stPhorm. Because it's not just you buy the products, it's not just you wear the logo. It's really understanding that there's actually some things, there's some principles that you should live by in order to truly embody what it means to be 1stPhorm. So those core values, I mean, there's a lot that we have, and I will actually go through and just list off a couple of my personal
Yep.
favorites. Also, I will send a link later on so that you can link anybody that's watching the podcast that would like to kind of dive a little bit deeper into this. But some of our core values, lead by example. This is a huge one. And I think this is one that, especially those that are watching this right now, can really embody at the highest level. When we talk about lead by example, you can always tell people what to do. You can always give people instructions on how to do things. But you being able to live as the example, to be the person that can say, you know what, I'm living this. I'm a testament to the work, the effort, the plan. all the grit, the time, the effort, the sacrifice. I've done the work and I have the result. It's undeniable. You can't Photoshop reality. So when you can go out there and you're obviously one of the most fit people in your family at Thanksgiving, I know this now being on the other side, being the chubby fat kid and then getting into shape, people are going to ask you questions. They're going to want to know what you're doing. They're going to want to know what can they do for themselves. And that's one of the core values that we feel it's very important for anybody to live by, because you can't just say things. You have to do things and you have to experience things in order to help other people. Yep. So lead by example, one of our biggest core values. Another one that I personally resonate with is believe. The belief is something that people, I feel, overall, whether you look at somebody's fitness journey, you look at somebody's relationship, their career, if you don't believe in what you're doing, if you don't have a solid belief in your heart and in your soul that you're doing something that's going to make you better and the people around you better, I would honestly say take a look at the things in your life that maybe you've just been going through the motions. Maybe you're just doing it because you feel like you have to do it. I personally did that for a very long time. Before I really started working here at 1stPhorm, my main job was I was a construction worker. I was a painter and wallpaper hanger. I was damn good at it, and I, just dust the dust off my shoulders there. But I didn't wake up every day passionate to go paint walls and throw wallpaper up in hallways of hotels for months and years on end. But what I realized was because I didn't have that belief, I wasn't fulfilled at the end of my day. So I'm not saying that you have to go and start your own company or that you have to be, a multi-millionaire in whatever career path you're on, but you should wake up every day knowing that what you're doing has a purpose and that you believe that it's the thing that's right for you to do. So believe is another huge core value of ours. And it's really tough for me to maybe just pick one more here, but if I really had to pick one more, I'd have to say it's building fun and positive relationships. And this is one that, again, I think with what we went through with the pandemic, we've had social distancing. We've had more people go out of the workspace. People are working from home. People are, staying apart from one another. And I feel like that's something that we need to get back to, not only just as, people in America, but I would say as a world. We need to be able to come back and actually be able to make friends and make fun relationships with each other. Because if we don't have friends in our life, here's the truth. There are people that can go through life without a mom or a dad. I don't know anybody that can go through life without having a single friend. And I think that that's a testament to why that's a core value for us, is if we want to actually help people, if we're going to lead by example and we're going to believe in the things that we do, we got to actually be the people that people want to work with, that people want to interact with at the gym or at work or with those family gatherings, whatever it is. You have to be somebody that's approachable. And if we're always the individuals that, we're constantly just putting up a wall, or we always feel like, well, it's a pain to talk to people, or I'm tired after a long day of work and I don't feel like interacting with, that new person that I see that's on the treadmill. If we always have that attitude, we don't give people an opportunity to connect with us. We don't give them an opportunity to become friends with them. And who knows, that could be the person that could ultimately change not only just your life, but you might be the person that changes their life. So those are three that I would honestly say stick out to me the most. Is ultimately you got to build fun, positive relationships. You got to believe in what you're doing, and you got to lead by example.
I'm over here just shaking my head because that's it, man. You really brought the game. You know what I mean? Those three core values are, when you started mentioning that, I'm like, man, this is exactly my core values. Because every day when you wake up, right, you have to wake up with a belief, with a mindset that you believe that whatever you dreamt or whatever you put your mind to, you can make it possible. So the belief system is 100% one of my favorite core values, right? And then you go to making or creating fun and positive relationships. as a fitness guy, right, who is a bodybuilder, who is a personal trainer, who wants to come up with his own business, you have to have this core value, right? You have to make sure that you're creating fun and positive relations, especially when it comes to fitness. You know, as a personal trainer, you have to make sure your clients are really learning and creating positive and fun relationship, because honestly, not every client want to work with a boring personal trainer, right? People want to work out and have fun while doing it, right? So they want to have a very good and reliable and fun personal trainer, you know, that's gonna make them laugh or crack up all the time, you know, and not just go to the gym and, oh man, I don't want to do this, you know. No, people want to have fun with it, you know. So that is also one of my favorite. So yeah, so thanks for listening, all that. So for our audience watching, right? What are the other? Let's just list the other first form core values so they know what it all entails. Okay, can you continue? Just list them. List them.
100%.
Yeah.
Would you just like me to kind of just list them all off, or would you
Yeah,
like
yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah. Just list them all off. Yeah.
You got it, man. So really just starting from the top again. So one of the biggest ones, believe, lead by example, accept responsibility, be disciplined, always be learning, build fun, positive relationships. I'm drawing a brain fart. Give me one
Yeah.
second. I
Yeah.
got this. Loyalty. That's another really
Yep.
big one for us. Be enthusiastic. I love that one, especially because if you're not enthusiastic about what you do, if you can't have that transfer of energy, it's really hard to get people, especially involved in fitness. Like you said, if you're that personal trainer that you're not fun to be around, or you're not making it exciting for these people to actually get started, this can be something that ultimately not only slows down a personal trainer's business, but it also doesn't give you the opportunity to help and change a lot of those lives as well, too.
There you go. There you go. And you see, he even explained it better. So yeah. So yeah. Thank you. So
And oh, just one other one that I just remembered too. So one last one, and this is one that I would say most people don't know how important this is. It's being selfless. Because I think in today's world, we've gotten so used to focusing on us. And I know that this is true, especially for, some bodybuilding athletes that I've had the, privilege to talk to. It can feel like it's a very isolated thing where you have to focus on you and you have to be all about yourself. But the truth is, if you can take that time for yourself, and you can be selfish for you, but if you want to help other people, you have to be selfless. You have to be somebody that's willing to give and not expect to get. If you can always focus on what can you do for somebody else and genuinely do it because it's the right thing to do, because it's going to move them forward, I promise you, you will get something in return. Not all the times it's not going to be monetary, but sometimes it's positive word of mouth that can bring you new business, that can bring you more people into your circle of influence. And that's the one I wanted to make sure that I ended up on, is that be selfless. If you can apply these core values in your life, and I do want to make a point here to say, it's not about being perfect with the core values. This is meant to be a compass. This is meant to be something that you can refer to and think to yourself, okay, have I been selfless today? Have I actually been taking ownership? Have I actually been building fun, positive relationships? Here's the truth. Not every single day do I embody those core values. I'm human too.
yep.
After a long day of work, I can tell you right now, sometimes being selfless is difficult, or taking that extra time to be disciplined with my nutrition, with my workouts. It's hard. I've slipped, but it's a matter of having these core values as a guidepost so that you know that you're moving in the right direction. And you will stumble, you will fall, but if you're always looking ahead and you have something to work towards, it's a lot easier to get back on track.
Nice. Woo, man, this was very intense, very educational, Brock. I want to thank you very much for coming and sharing this. So, guys, to recap, this is the first episode of 1stPhorm, everything 1stPhorm. Okay, so in this episode, we did talk about Brock's life and a little bit about 1stPhorm, okay, the core values and everything. So in the next episode, we're gonna be talking or diving deep into how 1stPhorm makes their supplement, okay, and everything else. So if you're very interested in this topic, the next episode is also for you. So stay tuned. So I want to thank you all for coming and enjoying this episode. If you want to hear more, please go to my YouTube page and subscribe. Thank you very much and see you all.